Hello everyone and welcome to the weird, scary and horrible parts of humanity. Today we are continuing our look into the members of the Bali 9 alphabetically, and we are looking at Michael Czugaj. Born in 1986 and 18 at the time of his arrest, Czugaj was born in Oxley, a suburb 10.8 kilometres from Brisbane in Queensland. He was one of 8 children born to Polish Australians Vicky Czugaj and Stephen Czugaj. He was an apprentice glazier and a keen surfer. His parents described him as a problem child, and he had a history of petty crime, including train fare evasion, willful damage, as well as drink driving and receiving stolen property. He had 14 convictions for offences before the Brisbane Magistrates Court between 2003 and 2005. However, Czugaj had never had a history of drugs, nor had he been in serious trouble. He was high school friends with Scott Rush, who was a 19-year-old Brisbane-based member of the Bali 9. Rush introduced Czugaj to fellow Bali 9 member Tan Duc Phan Nguyen while they were at a pub in Fortitude Valley with a friend from high school, having given Rush's number to Nguyen, who told the pair to meet him at the pub, and Czugaj and Rush were both offered a free, all-expenses-paid holiday to Bali, Indonesia. In March 2005, he left his job as an apprentice glazier and told his parents that he was going to Cairns in northern Queensland, with his parents dropping him off at the domestic terminal at Brisbane Airport before he walked to the international terminal to get a flight to Bali on the 8th of April 2005. Arriving in Bali on the same day, the 18-year-old checked in with Rush into Hotel Aneka. However, Indonesian and Australian authorities were already on to the Bali 9. The father of Scott Rush, Lee Rush, contacted the Australian Federal Police, fearing that his son was travelling to Bali to commit a drug-related crime, and received assurance from the Australian Federal Police that his son was under surveillance and that they would dissuade him from going through with the crime and that he would not be able to board the flight to Bali. However, the AFP never contacted Rush directly and instead alerted Indonesian police that a crime was going to be committed 2 weeks before the arrests, with the AFP having launched an investigation approximately 10 weeks before the arrests. So in essence, regardless of what had happened to Czugaj while in Bali, the operation was doomed from when all 9 left Australia. On the 17th of April 2005, Czugaj, Rush, Renee Lawrence and Martin Stevens were to depart Bali on an Australian Airlines Boeing 767 bound for Sydney with 1.75 kilograms of heroin strapped to Czugaj's legs and chest, concealed under his clothing. Andrew Chan was also travelling on the same flight. However, he was the only mule with no drugs on him. He had 3 mobile phones on him and an Australian Airlines boarding pass to Sydney. Chan was the only one of the 4 mules to make it on board before being arrested, while Lawrence, Stevens, Rush, Lawrence and Czugaj were all arrested at the airport at customs. Upon his arrest, his parents were flabbergasted, with his father believing that Czugaj did not have a passport, having never travelled overseas, with Stephen Czugaj stating, "The kid's got no money. This must have all been arranged. I don't know how or by whom." Held in Kerbukhan prison, Czugaj's trial commenced at the Denpasar District Court on the 11th of October 2005. Czugaj testified that Chan threatened to kill him and his family if he did not cooperate or participate in the heroin smuggling operation, stating during his trial in February 2006, "I would never put my family in any danger, and I would do anything to keep my family from harm's way. I am sure any person would do the same as I have done." He also put much of the blame onto Nguyen, stating that he believed that he was being offered a free holiday to Bali and had no idea that he was going to become involved in a drug smuggling syndicate. During court proceedings, he accused one of his interrogators of lying under oath, complained about feeling ill, suffering from headaches, and was in pain due to the extraction of a wisdom tooth, with Judge E. Putu Windya asking him to proceed to the judge's bench and open his mouth to prove that his wisdom teeth had indeed been removed. During his final plea in February 2006, Czugaj stated, "Thank you to the authorities for how well we have been treated in custody in Bali. I am truly sorry and regret all that has happened. To start with, I was deceived by Tan with his offer of a free holiday to Bali with his friends. In all honesty, I should not have been so blind to this so-called holiday, but Bali has always been a favourite destination. It made me overwhelmed with excitement. I jumped at the chance to go to Bali. However, his pleas fell on on deaf ears, and on the 14th of February 2006 he was sentenced to life in prison. In an appeal, his sentence was reduced on the 26th of April 2006 to 20 years. While all 9 appealed their sentences, 4 other members of the Bali 9 who appealed their sentence, Renee Lawrence, Matthew Norman, Tan Duc Van Nguyen and Si Yi Chen, also had their sentences reduced to 20 years. However, other than Lawrence, all of the Bali 9's life sentences were reinstated on the 6th of September 2006. Czugaj was held at Kerobokan prison and began studying business management. His girlfriend Lena, who was a beautician, visited him regularly, while his mother Vicky visits him for 2 weeks per year. However, while in Kerobokan prison, Czugaj became addicted to ice, and he was allegedly found with traces of ice in his cell. As a result, on the 27th of April 2016, he was among 63 prisoners transferred to a remote jail in Maidun, East Java. Of the prisoners transferred, 56 were from Indonesia, and of the foreigners, 6 were from Iran. Head of Bali Prisons Division, Noyaman Putra Suya Amaja, stated that Czugaj was heavily addicted to drugs. He admitted to using drugs, but we only found a trace of used drugs. Legally, we can't charge him with evidence. He said he got it from a visitor, but he's never said who. That's why we moved him. So he is kept away from his Bali drug network. However, Maidun Prison's head of security later told the Australian Associated Press that documents stated that the reason for Czugaj's transfer was overcrowding, and there was no sign of Czugaj using drugs while in Maidun. On the 2nd anniversary of the execution of Sukumaran and Chan, he told Fairfax Media, "I miss them, I want to live, and I want to get home for them and myself." He also admitted that it could have been him who was executed, and says that he dreams of one day going back to Australia, surfing again, and living by the ocean with a wife and a normal family. In his prison cell in Maidun, his cell contains 15 people to a room, and prison inmates range from terrorists to the mafia, to murderers, to members of ISIS. He has survived prison by exercising, reading, particularly Game of Thrones, as well as providing English language lessons to local prisoners so that they can work when they leave jail. He also does arts and crafts when supplies are available. He hopes to be transferred back to Kerobokan prison. Thank you for watching. Please do yourself a favour and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to inform you when new videos come out. Also, why not hit that like button and leave a nice comment? It helps more than you know, and your support is truly appreciated. Until next time, stay awesome, stay classy, be kind to everyone you meet, have an amazing day, and remember that truth is always more interesting than fiction.